This comic is rated R for nudity and violence, just like I like it.
Now available in paperback at e-readers. Isis, Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Dark Incubus in paperback and e-readers today. Before I get into my review of Curse of the Gorgon, I wanted to let everyone know that the books of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog are now available in paperback and digital format at Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers. And when you get to those online booksellers, you can pick up the 3 books of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog, such as John Haynes' Illuminati, Isis, Dark Incubus, and Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. All 3 of those books are available in paperback and digital format at your favorite online bookseller. Now, I got referred to this comic from one of my viewers, Nightingale Wednesday Nightmare, who told me that this comic was on the last days of its Kickstarter during one of my live streams. And when I heard that this book was available at Bad Bug in the last days of its Kickstarter, I quickly put in a pledge to pick it up. And after getting this book in my email, I have to say that I'm really impressed with Curse of the Gorgon. It's one of the best comics of 2024 and an absolute blast to read. Now, Curse of the Gorgon really reminds me a lot of the work that I currently do on the Isis series in taking mythological characters and bringing them into the modern world. And with Curse of the Gorgon, what we get is a adaptation that takes these mythical characters from Greek mythology and shows us them as this black creator wants to show us, because according to some interpretations of Greek mythology as related to the Gorgon, the creature that Medusa is based on, the Gorgon's snakes were actually dreadlocks, and the character of the Gorgon, known as Medusa, was actually a black woman. And that's where this writer basically wants to take the whole story of the Gorgon, take the story of the Gorgon and show us this character from a black perspective. And I was really happy to see that. I was really happy to see him basically take this character and give us the Afrocentric roots as related to this character, and he does a great job of showing us this mythological character in modern times in an absolutely fantastic first issue that takes us into a very intriguing mystery as related to the curse of this Gorgon. Now, this creative team of Brian Hawkins, Jefferson Sadinsky, and Antonio Ramos Wong, and Mika Myers, and John McLeod, and they do a great job with this first issue. The first issue basically does a great job of introducing us to the lead character of Mandisa Jones and the mystery of what happened to this so-called miracle cure that took her from a terminal illness to possibly being possessed by the blood of the legendary Gorgon known as Medusa. Now, this story opens up with a great page that has a lot of mystery. We have Mandisa Jones on, and then in this half splash, basically stepping out for a night on the town. And as she's stepping out for a night on the town, we've got this detective who's been following her. So we've got a great introduction to the main character and a great introduction to the supporting character who's been following her. Great visuals and really strong storytelling as related to this opening page that shows us the main character, that intrigues us to find out what both of these characters want, and basically takes us into things as to why should we care. So we see Mandisa going from being in that mysterious coat and that mysterious outfit to, again, the detective in contrast looking around as related to his investigation into this mystery of what happens to some people. Now, I really can't show much as related to this comic because this is a family channel and this comic is rated R for some nudity and some violence, just like I like it. So I can't really show that much as related to this comic because it's just really, really graphic. But the whole story is again very intriguing as related to Mandisa Jones, because she's basically come back from this terminal illness back to her professor job at this college, and people are wondering how she came back from this miracle cure. Her friends, everybody's trying to find out what happened to her, and it's a very intriguing mystery that takes place over the course of this story, and it takes place over the course of this entire issue as related to things with with not only her personal life, but also with the life as related to this Gorgon and the mystery around them. And again, this first issue does a great job of introducing us to Mandisa, introducing us to her story, and basically is, again, delving deeper into this very intriguing tale of finding out, is Mandisa the one in control of the Gorgon, or is the Gorgon taking control over her? That's the question that I wound up asking myself as I was reading this comic. And this comic, again, basically has you asking more questions as it answers more questions, which is really what a good comic does. Really, what it does is it draws you into the story, and I was really happy to see this comic again have these black characters in the lead as related to the story and the focus of the story. Now, sadly, a couple of bottom shelf Brads wind up getting turned to stone over the course of this comic, but we have to wonder if this is intentional by Mandisa, or is this just something that the Gorgon is doing. I mean, this is a question that this comic draws you in as related to its mystery as we deal with Mandisa's issues. Now, I really enjoyed this first issue, and it was just an absolute blast and a whole lot of fun. I mean, this comic in and of itself was just a lot of fun for a first issue, and does a great job of introducing you again to the lead character, showing you what the Gorgon wants. What the Gorgon really just wants men, and we care because basically the Gorgon is going around turning men to stone, similar to what Medusa is doing. But the other story that's really great is Mandisa dealing with all of these issues as related to her past relationship with her boyfriend, the Dean, and also dealing with him basically coping with stuff as related to the end of that relationship. Now, what I find interesting here with both Mandisa and her boyfriend, the Dean, is that as they have this trauma as related to their relationship, they're going out here getting with Brad and Becky, but Brad is the one getting turned to stone, and I don't think that this guy's feelings are really there for Becky. So it's very interesting how the creator uses interracial relationships to talk about how these relationships are a place that both characters are going as related to their traumas, as related to their relationships, and how this is how they're basically coping with their hurts. I mean, I found that to be quite interesting in the undertones of this comic, and I also found it to be, again, quite interesting how how these characters, again, develop as related to their relationships, because it shows how, again, them pursuing people of other races has to do with black pain as related to black love. I mean, it was a lot here that it just really made me think as related to this comic, and I was really, this comic was, again, is one of the best books of 2024 because of the just really solid writing from Brian Hawkins. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I looked at this book, because Night and Go Wednesday Nightmare told me this was by a black creator, and I have to say Brian Hawkins has done a great job with the storytelling on this comic, and he's done a great job as related to the writing, and the artwork is absolutely fantastic. Now, the only nitpick I have is that I wish that the artist who did the interiors was the one who did the digital cover, because the art on the interiors is actually better than the cover, and I wish that the artist who did the interiors had done the cover, because it would have made for an all-round quality experience. Because the art here, yes, it's very nice, but the art on the inside is better than the cover. That's my opinion. But overall, Bad Bug has a winner with Curse of the Gorgon. This book is no curse at all in terms of quality. And if this first issue is an indicator to things, we're in for a mystery that's going to be just as fun and exciting as the one that Josh Howard writes in his T-Bird and Throttle series. I mean, with Josh Howard, he basically is what I call the Hitchcock of comic storytelling, and as related to mysteries. But with this mystery, I see Brian Hawkins having great skill as related to writing a mystery. He moves the twists and turns at a nice pace. I mean, everything here is really great as related to the quality of the writing. The artwork really pops, and this comic is a winner. I mean, if you want a really great comic to pick up, Curse of the Gorgon is the one you want to pick up. And Bad Bug definitely has a winner with Curse of the Gorgon. And I can't wait for the next issue. I can't wait for the next issue of Curse of the Gorgon. I mean, this book is a overall blast. And again, this is the kind of comic that we used to get in the 80s. And I really enjoyed this because it really was like a good mix of action and adventure, and similar to that of a YA novel, and sort of like a movie or a TV show. I mean, it felt more like like a YA novel or a TV show, and not like a superhero comic. And I really like that, variety as related to storytelling. So this book is one that will not disappoint you. It's one that definitely will, if you enjoy reading about Greek mythology and seeing a take on the character of the Gorgon, Medusa, and seeing it from an Afrocentric perspective, you definitely will enjoy this book. That was one of the things I really enjoyed about this book, was seeing these the take on Medusa, saying that Medusa was a black woman. That was one of the things that I really enjoyed about this story. The other thing I enjoyed was seeing all the black characters being intelligent and well educated, and being, again, consummate professionals. I really love seeing that aspect of this comic, and it really took me back to part of it as related to Milestone, and thing as related to Milestone comics. I mean, this is the kind of comic that Milestone should have made, but sadly they don't make comics at Milestone anymore. But this comic, again, this is the kind of storytelling I want to see as related to black characters. This is the kind of black fantasy I want to see. I mean, this is a multicultural cast, but the black characters in the lead, and they're really well done. So I was really happy with this comic, and I think you'll be happy with Curse of the Gorgon, and I recommend you pick up your copy of Curse of the Gorgon from Bad Bug Media as soon as possible. Now, I'm currently working on the books of the SJS Direct 2025 catalog right now, and I've got half the catalog drafted. I mean, I've got the first book, Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl, basically finished at this point, and I'm doing final edits on that, and I'm going to get ready to contact the artist regarding the cover soon. Got to do the cover drafts for that. And I'm right in the middle of Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer's first draft. That's finally finished. And right now, I contacted the artist regarding the pictures that are going to go in that light novel, which is a little heavier than I anticipated, because that book went from the 50,000 words that I planned to basically being 145,000 words, but I'm still going to incorporate all those images because I believe I want to tell the story of Matilda during the year 2000 and show her journeys as a goth model. So that's what's happening with the SJS Direct 2025 catalog right now. And I'm getting ready to do the next John Haynes book, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side, trying to get the outlines for that. So that's the progress on the SJS Direct 2025 catalog. Hoping to figure out what I want to do with the ISIS series, because after Dark Incubus, I want to try to figure out if I want to either do a lighter story after doing such a heavy story with Dark Incubus. So I'm working hard on the 2025 catalog, and I'm trying to get those books ready, and I really need your help to do that. So if you guys could drop a donation to the PayPal or the Cash App, that would help me to be able to help pay for the covers for the 2025 catalog and continue supporting great comic creators like Brian Hawkins and the people at Bad Bug, who give us awesome comics like Curse of the Gorgon. The way I pay for those comics is with your support. So if you guys could, again, drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App, that'll help me to be able to, again, get the books of the SJS Direct 2025 catalog out, and also be able to continue supporting great independent comic creators like Brian Hawkins and the people at Bad Bug, who create many of my favorite books like Bobby Joe. I mean, that's how I pay for these books. And again, that's what I do as related to things. Now, again, The SJS Direct 2024 catalog is available, so you can get those books right now on Amazon. And again, all your support is greatly appreciated, and I want to thank you guys for coming out and checking out this comic review. That's all I have to say for this comic review. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. The aspiring angel tries to escape a house of horrors in this action-packed, all-new Esteem series adventure. Get your copy of Esteem Horror in the Hamptons in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Esteem Horror of the Hyena Woman. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed, all-new Esteem series adventure. Get Esteem Horror of the Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.